Good afternoon and welcome in. I am actually going to hop in a little early. It looks like all 10 players are already in the lobby. So I'm just kind of get this this pre-show kind of getting started. But anyways, welcome back to another cast of VRML Breachers. Today we'll be casting a great game between Iradiate, I believe, right, versus Ice Cream Truck. My name is Martini. Anyways, let's look at today's lineup. Let's pull up this matchup we currently have. So we have Iradiate here. They've been playing in this season for a fair amount. They got 10 games in total versus Ice Cream Truck, which is, I believe, it looks like it's their second week, or maybe they did a challenge, but they only have one game under their belt. Granted, that is a win, so they're definitely off to a very good start in their season. But that, looking at these two teams, I don't quite know what's gonna happen, right? When you have these newer formed teams that don't have as much match history behind them, you don't really quite know what's gonna happen. Either, we're gonna see the pressure really break them down, or we're gonna see that they're actually a team that knows what they're doing, and maybe they're, a reformed team from a team that might have disbanded or whatever in this current season or even in preseason. The Iradiate, they've been playing for a fair amount, so we know they have the confirmed match history under their belts. So I'm expecting a really good matchup today. That's actually why I ended up picking up this match, because it looked like it would be interesting, right? I think, regardless of Master, Diamond, Gold, Silver, Bronze, whatever tier you are on the ladder, I would try to pick up a game that I think is going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more exciting. And I think that always ends up being a better thing too for everyone watching the cast, because it's fun to see people across the whole ladder and seeing how well they play or don't play or whatever. But I'm hoping it's going to be a really good matchup today. But anyways, wanted to give a quick shout out to HyperX. Can never thank them enough. They had so many giveaways this season with us, and if you want to get 15% off any fully priced HyperX products in North America, please use the code HXVRML. This is all uppercase and the number 23. They help support VRML with some great high quality products. They also provide our first, second, and third place champions with some great hardware when they win it at the end of the season. So again, if you aren't aware, if you do win and you place in a top 3 in the VRML season in this upcoming season 1, I think it's going to be around January, February. I forgot when the actual championships and placements happen. But you'll get some really cool hardware, some cash prizes, a lot of different things going on. And I also want to give another shout out to Pro2BR, another great sponsor of ours. This is definitely great for a game like Breachers. I personally have tried the VR rifle mounts and virtual stock. They both definitely have very different use cases, and I can definitely say my aiming is more stable utilizing a product. I personally end up always using virtual stock, but that's more for other reasons. But anyways, you can help stabilize your aim in game by picking up a MagTube stock. It's great because you can put controllers in cups that magnetically connect to this adjustable stock and things like that. But if you really want to add to your immersion, please go check out some Pro2 VR products. I don't think we have a code, or maybe we do. If someone's in the chat and they can help me out with this, please drop the code in the chat. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But anyways, this team has not started yet, so I'm waiting on it. I mean, game time just started a minute ago. Let me tell them, y'all are good to start whenever. Y'all are good to start whenever. And let's see this current matchup. I think it's even close in the matchups too. It's about where is it? 8-7. 8 community votes to 7. Looks like people didn't really vote on this one, because I think they're not quite sure where it's gonna go. So it's actually a pretty split vote, which is great to see. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm hoping a map 3. But we will see, right? As much as I always try to think about all these hypotheticals and all these different things, nothing quite matters until the very end when things have been confirmed and set up. But it looks like the team said they are ready to get going pretty soon. But again, this is going to be a matchup between Iradiate and Ice Cream Truck. I think I know a couple players on Ice Cream Truck. Dr. Turd, I actually personally know Dr. Turd, which is funny enough. And Iradiate, I played with him a variety of times before. So it's funny at this point, in VRML and in general, like, I've seen a variety of players I think at least in the top 30, 40, like I've seen all of those teams in so many different scenarios. Whether it's pubs or whether it's just playing them in a game or a scrim or something like that. I've seen all these players in so many different scenarios, and I love checking that out. Anyways, it looks like we are getting started, and it looks like we're starting out on Factory. So Radiate's starting out on Factory, a good start. I'm curious to see how their defense plays against Ice Cream Truck. Maybe I should shorthand at Ice. Let me just say Ice. I don't know. I don't quite like Ice. Is not too fun to say either. Cream Truck. No, I'm gonna just stick with Ice. Ice is easier. It's a lot shorter for me. I don't have to deal with saying it too much. But we are fine. It looks like Homicom said, I have trust in my guy, Gravity. It looks like Gravity's on Ice Cream Truck. So it looks like we already have some fans in the chat saying they are gonna be working this out. Someone said Eradiate's gonna slam Ice Cream. They don't know who they are, but that they're gonna slam Ice Cream. So definitely some back and forth already in the chat, and that's great to hear, right? People, I'm not even quite sure what's gonna happen, right? Anyways, we will see how Ice Cream Truck decides to start out their attack and push in on Eradiate. Looks like Eradiate does play a little aggressive on the defense, having two roamers already out. One deep roamer on top of that. So you have Shino and Spectre back there. We'll see if they are able to maximize that roaming position. Otherwise, I will say I know roaming, it's not the easiest thing to play against. Especially a really, really good roamer that knows how to go in and just has perfect timing, I would say. And we're seeing some entrances right now from Ice Cream Truck. I'm surprised we have not seen. I don't think any shots have been traded. It's just some breaches, and that's about it. Lots of back and forth. Nothing quite happening yet. Just a lot of time. I'm shocked. Irradiate's not really putting any pressure. They're really taking their time with this. Maybe they're trying to figure out and see what Ice Cream Truck's gonna do. Maybe they just haven't really heard much noise. He was on the back end. We got two drops. Sheena finally pulling out wide. And Shiny pulling in, able to get a shot off on Spectre. Sheena pulls in, gets shot down by Dr. Turd, now leaving two players down. Gravity almost gets knocked by that frag there. And they are pushing pretty soon. Turd all the way in, trying their best to take out Dusty. And Shiloh decides to pull wide and able to knock them out themselves. And the EMP starts getting planted. I think it works, is able to knock and hold down certain positions. I am shocked that this actually worked out. It was a very, timely attack. Nothing too crazy, not too much pressure. I'm surprised we didn't see anything sooner. Dusty able to pull in wide, but getting shot down. That Hatch is making some trouble for now. Let's see Shiloh and Works. Let's see if anyone plays. Oh, it doesn't see Works there in the corner. Now comes down to Uncle Ron and Dusty. But it's not. It's looking rough, right? Everyone's pretty split right now. It's not looking too bad for Ice Cream Truck, except for the fact that two of their players, you could sneeze on them and they'd be knocked down. And it was Uncle Ron deciding to pull in. Doesn't quite see Gravity to the left. Oh, he gets knocked out. All comes down to Dusty. Dusty's trying to push in, but trying to be very mindful of that hatch, but it's not working. Oh, never mind. Dusty able to knock down one player. All comes down to Turd, and Turd's able to knock down Dusty, giving Ice Cream Truck 1 point up. And yeah, just a very kind of slow, methodical round. Nothing too crazy. Sometimes, it's fun seeing how certain teams play. I'm used to some teams playing very aggressive, very fast-paced, and other teams kind of playing more methodical, taking their time. I personally think teams benefit better from an action that's a little bit faster, because it's just hard to keep up with the reaction against them sometimes. I've played against some very aggressive teams, and they tend to do pretty solid, push, because there's just so much going on. The speed is just keeping the execution going, and it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see. I'm trying to think, what's the fastest team I've ever seen push? I can't think of one right now, but I just know when I've seen those crazy teams attack, it's almost like art, you know. It's just it's chef's kiss really to really watch him do it. Anyways, here we go again. Ice Cream Truck coming into this next round, off to a good start. We're seeing some Vezins coming off, so some very smart economy choices to try and, you know, ease over and really win out that round too. I thought we were going to see Ice Cream Truck push a little sooner, but looks like they're going in more for a top-down approach. And again, they're playing a lot more methodical, nothing too crazy. Just taking their time as they start up this setup. Surprised this time around, Eradiate. I saw them, you know, I saw them play a little aggressive on the roaming last time, and I'm surprised we're not quite seeing that this current round. Anyways, it might be going for a split push from Ice Cream Truck. We're seeing players more of a 3-2 setup, you know, 3 pushing one side, 2 on the other. We'll see if this does pan out. Anyways, a minute has already been counted down. Again, it's just this very slow, methodical setup. And, you know, I think this is something perfect for a roamer. You know, Irradiate played a little more aggressive on the roaming because of how slow-paced we're seeing Ice Cream Truck play. They might be able to maximize some attacks, but they are kind of letting them play and dictate the flow of the game. And I think that's what defense. I think the perfect defense is the team that can really dictate the momentum of what's going on and really choose what's going on. Otherwise, you're gonna let the attack set up and do whatever they want, you know. And it looks like the breaches are coming out. They're going for some distraction plays with multiple breaches from both sides. Anyways, entry shots in from Paladin. The frag comes out with a knockdown Uncle Ron. We have some players trying to rotate in through server, but they are getting knocked down right now. And the EMP comes out. Oh, and thus able to knock down Paladin there. I think Paladin might have had a Vezin. Unfortunately, this now does come down to one. Never mind. It is 0 to 4 players. Ice Cream Truck able to secure that up as Dr. Turd able to knock them down in the server broom. And Ice Cream Truck slowly but surely is knocking down Irradiate, doing a pretty good job on this map 1 with Factory. I'm curious to see how it's going to progress forward because, again, defense tends to have more of a favorable position on Factory, but I don't know. You know, sometimes I do think teams, if a team has really good map knowledge and knows what they're doing at Factory, sometimes an attacking play I feel like it can be favorable. At least sometimes the way some of these teams attack, it is shocking to me. Anyways, let's go check out Irradiate, what they're doing on the inside. We got some traps coming out, statics, a little bit of spread. This, I think, will provide them a more interesting defensive setup here. Anyways, this will be the first rifle round from both teams, and I think this will help show us how the upcoming game will look like. Because if Irradiate is not able to come back with a rifle round, I think we're going to see a pretty solid win from Ice Cream Truck against Irradiate. And here we are. We're seeing Ice Cream Truck set up once more. Set up their very methodical attack here. Turd pulling in wide. So they know someone's in that corner. I wonder if Spectre can make something happen here, or if they're gonna get shut out. And oh, just about knocks out Paladin and barely scraping by. Actually, not even barely. Only 4 points off from that frag. That's very impressive. Anyway, she knows we get some shots in, able to knock down Turd. Now leaving a 4-5. Never mind, there's a 3-5 setup from Ice Cream Truck as both players have been pushed down. And this is what I'm saying. We saw a more active defense from Radiate. I think they would come out of this on top. And right now, this round is coming off to a very good start. As now, I think the Ice Cream Truck players are trying to figure out where they can poke and prod from. Because right now, it's pretty split. And the time is counting down slowly. We're about to hit half time for this round. And the smoke comes out. Is there another frag? Yes, but goes to the other side. I don't think they were expecting Spectre, and Spectre was ready for them with the Marubi in hand. Never mind, I thought they would be able to refrag that, but they got knocked down themselves, leaving a 3-2. I'm waiting for Shiloh to come in a little sooner. Anyways, Uncle Ron gets knocked on by Gravity 64. They are Eradiate is slowly but surely getting knocked down, even though they had the numbers advantage coming into this round half. But time is still ticking down. It's about 1:15 left. I think Gravity might have seen someone in the corner, or at least callouts are being made. Anyways, Warwick starts walking in. I'm not quite sure if anyone's heard them. That's what I'm saying. I think if Shiloh played a little bit more aggressive, they might have been able to get a pick here. Because the ice cream truck players are not even quite ready. They don't even have their guns up. Oh, and they're just barely missing them. It's literally, the timing is crazy here. Anyways, Warwick's able to knock down Shiloh. Now comes down to Gravity. Dusty pulls wide. They do get the shot off, do they? Oh, they weren't ready for the peek from the window, though. Warwick's able to finish it up, and it is crazy. That round I thought was going to go for Radiate, but unfortunately, again, Ice Cream Truck playing slow, methodical, and they know what they're doing. Even having the disadvantage down by, I think, 1 or 2 players, they're able to kind of take their time and slowly but surely knock down a couple players from Irradiate to then catch up and make the difference there. And it's hard, you know, moments like that, you just gotta expect they're gonna be coming in from any angle, and you're not. It's hard. You don't really quite know where they'll be attacking from or pushing from. But unfortunately, you got to make those guesses, and sometimes those guesses do not work out, and unfortunately, you end up in a scenario where you get picked off, and you didn't quite know where it was going to come from. Anyways, I just saw the subscribe button. If you have not already done it, please support VRML. And if you want to support VRML, you like checking out these channels, you'd like seeing us put on some more Breachers content. We're thinking about maybe even doing some podcasting content. So if y'all ever have any cool questions you would like me, and I think maybe me and Philibus might do another one coming up. If you have any questions for us or things you would want us to address, always DM me or put it in the VRML Discord about a question that you would like the casters to bring up during a potential podcast, and we can, talk it through, maybe put up some clips and see some really cool stuff. But anyways, hit a like, subscribe, do whatever you want whatever you can. I can't talk right now to support the channel, as we always appreciate y'all coming in, and I love Breachers content. I love coming in. I love showcasing what we can see going on here. Anyways, again, we're seeing the same exact play from Ice Cream Truck, and we got to see Radiate start adjusting their defense. To me, that's a really good defense when they can start adjusting their attacks and figure out, what makes this team tick and how do I use that against them. We are seeing some more activity right now from the Radiate. Let's get some wall bangs out, but nothing quite happening. Anyways, I did see it. I think, what do they call those? Donation, super gift, something like that. I'm still learning the wording on YouTube. Thank you, Grim. Totally appreciate you dropping in a $10 setup there. And I think Kane said they never seen a donation. I think this is my second donation in 2 different streams, so it's cool to see. Anyways, Gravity knocks down a player from below, and I love seeing this hash play. This is a play that me and my teammates play sometimes. Shiloh knocking down Paladin, but getting the refrag there. Now a 3-4 scenario, but Irradiate is on the back heels. The EMP has been planted. I think they aren't quite sure that Gravity is down there. Ooh, Shiloh with a push that and pull wide and get Dr. Kurt down. Shotty in the corner, but not ready for Shiloh for the refrag. I think at this point, Gravity on the bottom is now rolling up to make something happen here. Now down to Works. It's a 2-1. I don't think Irradiate is aware. Never mind. Works able to knock down Shiloh, leaving it all down to Dusty. Now a 1-1 scenario, and Works able to clean that up. And that does give Ice Cream Truck the round win once more, heading into now 5 rounds with 4 rounds behind their back. And just, it's crazy. We're seeing a lot of ebbs and flow. And this is a game that I say, it looks worse than it is when you look at the point line, but to me, if it comes down to 1-2 players every round, that's a close game, regardless if it's a 7-0 or whatever. Because if you think about that, that literally can tip the game in either direction. So that's what I'm seeing here, right? We're seeing solid wins by Ice Cream Truck. They're able to always come out with a win. But it is close rounds against Irradiate, and unfortunately, I'm waiting for Irradiate to do something different on their defense to adjust it, to make it work out a little bit better against Ice Cream's attack, because whatever they're doing now is just not quite working out. You know, it's funny, I was playing in a pub the other day, and someone had been like, wow, you bought the Halloween pack, why would you spend more money on this game? And I was like, I don't know. I like Breachers. I don't mind supporting the devs. I'm a caster for this game. I play in the league. I do so many things with Breachers. Like, I don't know. I love the game. I love the community. I love VR. And I love seeing, you know, these VR esports. And that's why I love seeing things like VRML coming out with all these different leagues for different games. It's exciting to see, you know. Anyways, entry shots coming in from Ice Cream Truck, knocking down that door blocker, but we will have to see how they decide to push in. It looks like they're going to be making a pretty good push in onto A side from the side here, but I think they had a drone too. It didn't quite give them too much intel, and the frags are coming out, and I think they're going in for smokes, syringes. They're going to be going in for this play right here, but I don't know. Spectre and Shiloh are right here on the corner. I think they might be playing this. Shots coming out, banging coming out from every corner. The frag able to knock down Spectre. I don't think they were quite ready for that. And it looks like Ice Cream Truck might have. Never mind. Shiloh on the back, able to get that crazy fragging in. Dusty pushing in, and Dan Warwick also gets knocked down. And unfortunately, they were not able to finish that out. That does finally give Irradiate their first win. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite capture everything on camera. I was trying to go check out that back corner and see what I think Shiloh was doing on the back area, and I think that was a game changer, and that's what I'm saying. I think the roaming makes a big play here, and that's the first time we've seen a really big play from Irradiate's roamers. And Shiloh did a really good attack there, able to knock down 2 players, and I think totally diverge all the attention from Ice Cream Truck's attack and allowed Irradiate to be able to push in with their defenders now that are anchored on site. And that was a perfect push there. Anyways, we are now coming into the final round for this first half. Ice Cream Truck has a really solid start, so at this point, can Irradiate start changing the momentum? Can they start taking a couple rounds back and showcasing the Ice Cream Truck that, hey, you might have gotten a couple rounds, but we can come back? Or is Ice Cream Truck going to showcase that their momentum is going to keep on trucking along as they now can maybe get a couple more wins, get 3 more wins, potentially come out of this factory with a full map for their first win in the map series we got here. Map series. That was interesting. Drone coming out. Frags are flying, almost catching shit. I'm surprised it didn't knock the door blocker there. That was actually kind of shocking. Frags and smokes coming out again. Unfortunately, no one really came in yet, so nothing landed. Maybe going for some wallbanging here from Shino. And the alarm comes out, but it doesn't quite matter. Turret is able to knock that down pretty soon. Anyways, and this is the same thing. We're seeing Ice Cream Truck set up their attack once more. I'm waiting to see if anyone pokes in from the side. Gravity's trying to cut off certain corners. Going with the incendiary. I don't think it landed in the way that they wanted it to. And beautiful roam from Dusty there, able to get some couple shots out and get a couple knocks down. Now come down to Dusty. And Turd able to knock him down. It's still a 2-4 situation. I don't think it was ready for it. Uncle Ron knocks down Dr. Turd. It all comes down to Works on the back and is able to start and get a couple shots in. And it is looking tough here. But that's what I'm saying. See, like the roaming is making a big difference now from Iradiate side. We're seeing them knock down players left and right, giving them a really, really solid start. Sorry, solid attack. So defensive play for their round. My mind is like, I can't talk today. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I slept well too. That's why I'm like kind of shocked. Maybe I need to eat a snack or something. Anyways, it all comes down to works. I'm not sure if they're going in for a save round. They got about 50 seconds still coming down on the clock, but they don't have the EMP on hand. Looks like they might be setting up pretty soon, actually. Anyways, Shino kind of reading that, expecting someone to push on the other side, and does a perfect call there. Works up to knock down Shiloh from the side, but the health is looking rough. Yes, as Shino able to finish that up and knock down Works, giving Iradiate another win for their first half, and it's already looking good now coming to the second half. I'm wondering if Iradiate can finally keep the momentum going and potentially knock down Ice Cream Truck. They have, you know, a rough start in that first half, but they started coming in towards the end, and so I'm starting to see some light from Iradiate's side. And at this point, it's up to Ice Cream Truck. They are now defending on Factory. All they need to do is hold it down and win, and potentially come out with 3 more rounds and try to win this thing out. But not to say it's not impossible. I've seen some crazy comeback from some of these teams, and I love a good comeback. You can't go wrong with it, and it's just a lot more exciting to watch on cast when these teams come with some crazy, crazy comebacks here. Looks like we're not really doing much utility on Ice Cream Truck's side. I'm not too shocked. You know, your pistol round, you're talking about everyone trying to play, like, looks like they're all leading into Spectrals. So definitely some solid economy choices here. We'll see if it does pay off for them as Iradiate is on the outside. It looks like they'll be setting up. It looks like they're going in for probably more of a numbers push, number attack setup here. And they are just pushing in, getting some shots off. The flash comes out, and unfortunately Spectre doesn't quite land it right as they knock himself out too. The Spectre pulling in wide, but gets knocked down by a Paladin. And we're seeing Dusty on the other side making some entrance. And I'm trying to figure out which side to go to. It's a pretty wide attack. And Dusty able to knock down Works, put in some work themselves. And Paladin getting some shots in. I think we're going to see an attack that's going to start switching up a little bit as the players now start running somewhere else. But Gravity on the top, they got to be watching out for Gravity. I don't think they're expecting Gravity to be up here. And Gravity almost knocked. Never mind, they can finish them off. Now comes down to Dusty and Gravity. I think Dusty's trying to get a good shot off on them. And Gravity somehow surviving for so long. And I'm just waiting for something to happen between these two. I might need to pull in. Nothing's going to happen. I'm pulling in. Let's see if they decide to make an attack here. Ice Cream Truck now has a very wide setup here. And wow, Gravity able to knock down Dusty there. I'm kind of shocked that worked out. But Gravity now on the back end of Ice Cream Truck. They're basically trapped as they have to make a push on one side or the other. And Dr. Turd using a little corner to back, now coming down to a 4v1 for Ice Cream Truck. This is now looking really good. At this point, it's pretty much Shiloh is now trapped from Ice Cream Truck's roamers and their attacking side. Paladin deciding to pull in. I don't think they're ready. Paladin able to finish that up. And some really good gameplay from here from Ice Cream Truck. You know, we started seeing some signs of life coming out from Iradiate's side, but unfortunately, Ice Cream Truck is showcasing that, hey, you know, we had a good couple rounds, and we're gonna keep it pushing. And at this point, I'm assuming Ice Cream Truck's gonna be able to take this first map. I'm wondering if Iradiate can come back and finish things up in maps 2 and 3. Unfortunately, for them, if it doesn't quite work out, this might be done in 2, and Ice Cream Truck can go home and have dinner early today. Anyways, looks like Iradiate's setup almost sort of worked. They had a really good start there, but unfortunately one of the roamers from Ice Cream Truck's side was able to knock them down as they were not prepared for that. And let's see what Ice Cream Truck decides to play. Looks like we're getting some roaming setups here from them. Anyways, there it comes in. The hatch. Spectre not quite ready for the... Yes, they were ready for the frag. And now, totally expecting Dr. Turd to be around the corner, but gets knocked down with a Cyclone. And able to get a 2-piece there. Turd almost gets a 3-piece there. And that was still a beautiful setup there from Dr. Turd. Unfortunately, that does knock down Eradiate to 3 players. Ice is off to a really good start here. And they will have to do something to mix up this round. Otherwise, I think this is another round in Ice Cream Truck's pocket. Ice Cream Truck's pocket. Now down a couple of players. Irradiate probably has to figure out how they're going to mix up their attack. And the Turbine almost knocks out somebody, I believe. But doesn't do too much damage. At this point, we got a floating head here, but we are fine to move on. I'm curious to see how this push is going to develop. Because now they're a little bit trapped, right? Get some players in on lockers. I'm trying to make a push in from the side. Looks like they're going to be making a push in pretty soon, but I mean, Gravity and Shiny on the corner, it's not going to look pretty. Anyways, all 3 players are now in storage and lockers, ready to make some kind of push here. Dusty pulling in. They know someone's in there, but was not ready for Gravity's Gravity there. Was able to finish that up, and Uncle Ron trying to get some shots in themselves, deciding to push in potentially. While Shiloh on the other end gets knocked down by Paladin, unfortunately. It all comes down to Uncle Ron. I wonder, what does Uncle Ron have? A Taurus. I wonder if they're gonna be going in for a save round. Ooh, gets not one player down. They have the Taurus in hand. I wonder if we're gonna see some more aggressive gameplay coming out from Ice Cream Truck, if they're just gonna take it chilling. Because right now they have 3 players up. I just got a text. Oh, and able to knock down Shiny. They might be able to actually finish and clutch this up. Now down to 20 seconds. I think there's like a double Turbine setup there. I don't think they should push that. Unfortunately, Works' Turbines have definitely paid off there, giving Uncle Ron a couple shots that they did not want there. Did I not get that replay? Oh, I took too long. Dang it. That was kind of funny. Anyways, Irradiate off to a harsh start on their second half. This is now, I believe, their first rifle round. At this point, it is match point for Irradiate from this point going forward. They can't make anything happen here. That's going to be a map 1 going to Ice Cream Truck. And I'm curious to see where we are going on to map 2 and if things can switch up here. Because unfortunately, Irradiate was not able to come out of this on the upper hand. Because at this point, Ice Cream Truck, they got 6 rounds in the pocket. So if you don't know, you only played 12 rounds total, but it's best till 7, right? So at this point, Ice Cream Truck cannot... They've at the bare minimum secured themselves a draw because they have 6 rounds, but I mean they have another 3-4 rounds to get one more round win to get a secure win here, right? And I need a stretch. All right. Anyways, Ice Cream Truck again playing pretty wide with the roamer. They got Gravity 64 now again on that second floor. My mind is just racing. I can't talk today. Anyways, the 3 shots coming in from Irradiate. They do have swords set up. I think Dusty's trying to get a pick here. I don't think they're quite ready for Shiny. But Dusty was ready for Works there. The Spectre is now coming in slowly. Trying to get shots out, trying to take out the static there. Looks like they're having some problems. Paladin deciding to push it. And Shiny, they were not expecting Shiny there. But it doesn't quite matter as they got 3 players in now on B side. Do they have the MP? Yes, they do. Now it's down to Turret, trying to make a push in. But Shino was not able to get that shot off, unfortunately. Now with Gravity 64 on the back end and Spectre in the middle, can they hold this down? Can they make sure they get the win off? No, Gravity 64 able to push them wide. Now a 2-1. It all comes down to Spectre. This is clutch or a kick at this point. But Gravity 64 and Turd, I think, are going to push at the same time. It's not impossible. Radiate. Not impossible, but oh! Unfortunately, the things did not work out for them. As Turd is able to come in and secure the refrag and able to get that defuse off, giving Ice Cream Truck the first win in this series, and that will be it for them on Factory. Anyways, really good start for Ice Cream Truck. It was funny in the chat seeing people thinking, Ice Cream Truck's gonna win this. Oh no, I'm expecting Eradiate to win this. So a lot of back and forth in the chat. Unfortunately, we didn't quite see the same thing in the point differences there. But like I said, I know it looks worse based off of the points alone. But a 7-2, when you actually look from round to round, it was a lot closer than anything, right? Each round it came down to, I think, literally 1 or 2 players. So definitely some really close rounds there. I think Irradiate, if they just kind of started mixing up their defense a little bit earlier, they might have been able to secure a couple more wins coming into that second half. Having more round wins. Unfortunately, that didn't quite happen here. Ice Cream Truck was able to maintain the momentum and kind of keep it pushing all the way through. And Irradiate was not able to push back on them, and that did secure Ice Cream Truck the first one on Factory. So this one, I'm curious to see which map the teams decide to go into on map 2. But, with Ice Cream Truck already having a first win on Factory, I'm wondering, what can Irradiate do? What can they do on this map 2 that they can mix things up and potentially avoid, getting a best of 2 loss, right? A best of 3 loss, sorry. Because if Ice is able to come in, do a really good job, and it looks like they're choosing Hideout, if they can come in, do a really good job, and just finish this out, we'll be done. That's it. We're done. We're done in 2. And that's how it goes, right? Anyways, I didn't get anything about any breaks. I think we're playing all the way through, and it looks like we might be just running right into Hideout here, or not. Maybe they're taking a break, but no one has told me. So I will be chilling here until something happens. Otherwise, nope. Looks like we might be getting a very short break. I think I will roll this for ads, so I will see y'all in a minute. And we'll see y'all back in a minute when I see these teams come back pretty soon, right?
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out of finish.
I am sorry, did not expect that to happen, but it looks like the teams were not going on a break. They were just subbing players in and out, and they were waiting on me. So definitely some really good etiquette. I got to give props to this team for having some really good etiquette for casting. I know it's weird. Like, I know when you get casted, you technically really shouldn't do too much different than when you play a normal game. But I will say there is some etiquette that needs to be done when you have casting, right? You need to worry about getting the all clear at the beginning of the game for that the casting is all set up and ready to go, and we go on long breaks and that kind of stuff. It is nice to tell us because we can start doing rolling ad breaks and that sort of stuff. So definitely some really good communication coming in from, I think, Eradiate's team. So always very much appreciated when I see that sort of stuff because it makes my life 10,000 times easier than not telling me anything. And I think people forget to tell you things, right? Anyways, looks like Eradiate is going to be attacking this one. We'll see if Ice Cream Truck's defense can hold up on Hideout. Anyways, I think FaZe CC, I think they're in the chat during map 1, but looks like they are playing out this map 2 now. So we'll see if that sub in is a big enough of a difference to make things work out a lot better for Radiate's side. Anyways, the brief smoke combo coming out. And we have an aggressive push here. Works able to knock down, I think, 3 players. They weren't quite ready for that. I think their players were literally lined up for that attack. And I did not get the replay. It's fine. I always forget to do the instant replays. Like, I'm so focused on watching and talking through the game. And it was Gravity on the back end, deciding to push in as roaming. Can Dusty clutch this up now? A 1v4. If you're playing it very smart, they know to pull off, know to peel off, and know how to play this whole setup. And Dusty's like clutching up, right? I think Dusty's a team captain. I love seeing team captains able to clutch up. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for them as they got double teams right in the end there. And so anyways, Ice Cream Truck maintaining the momentum coming into this map 2. They got a 1 point up now from Eradiate. I think, I think it was a solid setup. It's just the execution didn't quite land well for Radiate. You got to be careful when you're making those strong pushes. You got to really keep your team split up. Otherwise, when you have the players literally lined up one after another, you're just kind of asking for your shots. Because the thing is, the minute one person dies, the shot's going to keep going through them, and they're basically going to mow down the players behind them, right? And it's even worse when you have things like a Vezin, Anyways, Ice coming off to a really good start. They got a Vezin in hand, now coming to round 2. So we'll see if that does help them push into another win here, where Radiate can make something happen here. It sucks, it sucks when you can kind of see the ideas forming. You see them almost quite working out, but unfortunately the execution wasn't quite there. And I think that's exactly what happened there. They had a good setup, things were working out, but the execution wasn't quite there. Anyways, Gravity 64 coming out, throwing in the frag out, almost getting a couple players out, and a really good frag there, almost finishing off 2 players. And turn on the back end and be able to put some pressure there, and I don't think Radio was ready for that attack from both different sides. FaZe able to get some shots off, and unfortunately Turt making a huge wave here as they got, I think, 2-3 shots there. Turt playing very aggressive. But Dusty, again, Dusty playing just very smart here. You don't got to play aggressive like that if you don't need to. But the EMP is down. I don't think Ice quite knows if it's up or down. I never knew you can actually jump on that. That is news to me. I will now be using that. Dusty trying to make some pokes here, but making some very aggressive picks, but unfortunately he's not quite working out for them. Still a 2-1. I think Dusty's trying to get a pick here. Let's see if we're gonna get this pick off here. Dusty, I think, trying to poke in. Oh, and I thought Dusty was gonna get picked off there, but Turd unfortunately was on the receiving end of a Tora shot to the face. And Extraeus, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but it works here on the back end. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get a pick off from Extraeus, and they are now all coming down onto the shoulders of the team captain. Can Dusty make a decision here? Can they push in, or are they going to peel off and try to go in for a round 3? But they might, I don't know, at this point, do they have any gadgets? Nope, never mind. Paladin sees them and knocks them down for the count. That does give Ice Cream Truck 2 points up now. And at this point, Eradiate's got to do something to mix it up, as I think it's not as close as we saw on Factory. Ice Cream Truck, I think, has had more players alive on average versus Eradiate, round to round. Versus Factory, Factory I thought was a lot closer between these two teams. Unfortunately, not quite the same setup here. And I'm sad. I'm so sad because I don't know. I like seeing more back and forth. I was hoping even a tie round, but we'll see. You never know. I mean, Eradiate can mix this up, but they got to do something different. Their attack, unfortunately, isn't panning out quite well right now, as Ice Cream Truck's been showing very good roaming defenses here, and having things work out a lot better for them versus the Radiate. I'm trying to find a good angle here. Yeah, I will say, like, if you ever want to get into casting, one, let me know, because I love supporting new casters. But two, it's hard. It's hard. The hardest part's cams. That will always be the hardest part. And on top of that, it's not just managing cams, but it's also managing the assets, right? When you're talking about doing these VRML casts, it's not just having good camera work. It's not just having cool casting and being able to talk through everything, but also being able to manage all the assets and all these different things. And it's a lot of, it's obviously a lot easier over time. You get very used to doing things, and I remember when I first casted, it felt like 10,000 things were happening all the time, but now it does become more of a muscle memory. You get very used to things and kind of watching things and playing through things. So it's cool to see, but yeah, I don't know. I love seeing like new casters come out, because I think what's his name? Splurge has been like casting a little bit more. I think Gibular Bob has been playing more often. So it's cool. It's cool to see casters coming out, and I'm loving it. And there's a lot of Hideo shots coming out from Shino, trying to pick out Gravity 64's head. Unfortunately, nothing quite happening here. And I think we got to see some kind of movement, like maybe someone's making some movement towards that door. But I think that's the problem right now with Eradiate. Sometimes their defense feels a little too much like it's going down a tunnel. But it should be more of a wide wall pushing, or even like different angles. Dusty able to knock down players on the back end. Trying to come in for some entrant shots. Extraeus, I think, is going in for a long reset maybe. But still not too far. Never mind. Dusty able to knock down another player. This might be exactly what they needed to start making their entrances in. And they are. Dusty is just knocking players down left and right. Just look at this guy. Anyways, Paladin on the back end there. I think Extraeus knows are there. Paladin pushing in, able to get a shot off. Now a 1-3 setup for Ice Cream Truck. This might be the first win for Radiate coming onto this second map. And I think this is exactly what they needed. A good win on the rifle round. This might tip things in their favor and it allow them to come out on top of this. And Paladin playing very, very secure. Unfortunately, I mean, a 1-3, what can you do at this point, right? You're talking about a minute left in the round. They have a Taurus, they have a Bezin, they got a syringe in hand. It might be safer to just go in for the save, knowing that they still have another couple rounds. They have another 3 rounds in this first half to play off. And I think Paladin making the smart decision here to just go for the save. Anyways, that does give the round to Irradiate. They had a great, I think, attack. They're finally, things were working out for them on their attack. And I'm hoping they can keep this momentum going forward and be able to knock down Ice for a couple more rounds. But I will say that's not impossible for Ice Construct to kind of secure this out in a second map. We've seen them showcase some really good defensive capability against Irradiate. And I'm expecting some really good gameplay from them on their attacking half. Anyway, some good buys coming out from Ice here. I think not too many gadgets. Some interesting gadget placement, though. I'll definitely comment on that. You know, it's funny. Like sometimes Ice is playing. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. It's just funny to see. Anyways, Irradiate, where are they setting up? Looks like they're playing more wide on the outside. Maybe going for a sniper on the long angle here. But I'm expecting a pretty good push in the wine cellar, and I think Ice Cream Truck is expecting the same thing because they have 2 players in there watching the back end. And Terran able to pull in, but unfortunately gets refragged from Uncle Ron. Uncle Ron's just, I think, rocking that Cadillo. So definitely credits it. Never mind. They decide they like the Bezin more. Probably going in for just half buys if they have to. And Dusty able to get a pick off from a window, actually. And the frag comes out. Unfortunately, no one decides to come in. At this point, Irradiate making a setup here. I'm wondering if they can get a push in. They have a lot of time in a round. It's definitely not impossible right now. Gravity on the back end, and I'm expecting some good play from here. You know, Gravity's been a great roamer at being a constant thorn in the side for the enemy team. Alright, so Ventress is coming in here. I think it's now it comes down to Works and Shiny if they can hold. Never mind. Dusty able to peek and get that shot off. They were not ready for that. At this point, Dusty really putting some numbers up. I think Gravity on the back end. They are going to be making a push in pretty soon here. And Shiny pulling in wide. Nothing quite landing on anyone though. Frags coming out, nothing quite landing here. I think Gravity just really taking their time to come around the corner to try to get a shot off. But it's tight, you know. Shiny, Gravity probably communicating, trying to figure out how they want to pinch this. And I think they're playing smart on Irradiate, just playing more passive angles, knowing that they'd rather waste time than play really aggressive and get a pick off. And Uncle Ron able to pick off. Oh my goodness. Did I get that on camera? Just barely in the back angle, right? Yep. There you go. Anyways, Irradiate finally showcasing some really good attacking chops here as they're able to finally, not finally, I keep saying finally. Oh, my mind is terrible right now. I can barely talk. I'm just, Anyways, we might be going in for a map 3 here, considering that they are now tied up. You know, if Irradiate is able to tie this up at bare minimum for this map, we're going into a map 3 for sure. If they can maybe go in for a win, though, that map 3 will be a map 3 decider, and I'm curious to see how they will play it out. But that was a really good round for Radiate. They now have Vezins fully outfitted for the whole team. That does put Ice in a tougher spot where they're now on the back heel. They have a couple Vezins in hand, but unfortunately not quite enough to really make anything work out. We'll see if they can work it out, though, because just because you don't have the economy advantage that round does not mean it's an impossible round to win. I've seen some crazy clutch ups from teams that are basically Spectrals only against Vezins, so it is definitely not an impossible ask. Shots coming out. Dusty playing very aggressive. I will say maybe a little too aggressive for my taste. But hey, he is getting the picks off. I think Gravity, knowing that the players are pushing in, trying to get some shots out. The smoke comes out, and people are going to be starting making some pushes in pretty soon here. It now comes down to Works and Paladin. Can they hold off this attacking play? No, they can't. As Dusty and FaZe able to get some shots off, and looks like the plant goes off in the corner of Kitchen. Sheena able to push it wide and gets the drop off on him. And Turret throws out the frag. Doesn't quite land. Oh, and Turret able to get the Cyclone to still make things pan out better for them. Able to pick up a Vezin. Maybe they can start switching this up, but it's a 1-4 scenario for Turret. I don't think it's going to be a possibility. If I were Turret, I might be trying to go in for a save round here. We're watching the corner, waiting for a peek here from Turret. Turret might be going in for the flank here. Able to get the pick off on FaZe. They were not ready for that. But I mean, the timer's coming down. It's going to be a win for Radiate. Unfortunately, Ice Cream Truck not able to clutch that up with Turret, but I mean, Turret came out of it with a Vezin in hand, so things did work out better. So this one, it feels a little bit more equal, and I think this really can go either way. Both teams can now buy out Vezins and make things work out for themselves here. This is, I think this will be a good momentum decider, you know. If Radiate can keep it going and get another round win, they'll be off to a really good start. But I will say they are going to their defending half on Hideout, and definitely one of the harder things to do playing against an attacking team, especially a team like Ice Cream Truck, which we've seen them play pretty solid attack against Radiate. If Radiate plays their cards well, I think we might be seeing a map 3 decider here. But again, it's not over till, I don't know where that saying comes from. What is it, the fat lady saying? That's just a weird saying. It's not over till it's over. I think it's as simple as that. You don't got to complicate it any more than that, right? Anyways, I think we've been on this third floor 2-3 times now. I put in a suggestion that we need to rotate these sites more often. Because I swear, sometimes you get the same site 3 or 4 times not in a row, but like in your first half, and it's annoying. I like more variety than not, right? Gravity again, playing on the back. I'm waiting for something to pan out from them. Oh, and they might have been able to get a pick off there, but it's a little risky with that really short area. See if I can get Gravity on quick here. Yep. Breach is coming out. She's able to knock down Turret. Looks like they went in for an A diversion, but might be going out for a B push soon. And that's exactly what happened here. I actually kind of like that route. That was pretty interesting. All walls have been blown wide open here. I think Dusty knows Gravity's back there. Anyways, just explosion from literally every single corner you can think of. The EMP goes off on B side. I think they were not expecting them to push on B side, but they did. Gravity in the corner. Are they ready for Dusty? Because they got that cloak on. It's going to be nasty. And it was. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Anyways, works. Paladin and Shiny. They got to make something happen here. They're stuck in this corner. They're kind of trapped here. Unless someone decides to make some crazy play outside. Try to reset this whole thing up. But they're basically trapped in this corner now, which isn't a favorable position for them. But Paladin able to push out wide and get Dusty knocked down. Still a 4-3 push though from Eradiate, and they got the EMP down, so things are definitely a lot more favorable for them. Paladin pulls wide again, gets another knockdown. I don't know what's happening here. As Ice might be able to clutch this up, and never mind. I was just about to say that Machino knocks him down for the count, and Shiny gets knocked down in the last part there. Unfortunately, things didn't quite work out for Ice Cream Truck there, and Eradiate able to finally come out with a 2-point lead. I think this is the first lead they've had. They've had in the last 2 maps. But here we are now switching things up. Radiate now on their defending half with a 2-point lead. So definitely a good lead, but they got to be able to maintain 3 more rounds against Ice Cream Truck to be able to win out this map. Otherwise, they might be going in for potentially a draw. But otherwise, I think Irradiate, if they can keep their wits about them and keep things moving, they can push this into a map 3, and that'll definitely be exciting and exactly what I wanted to see from these 2 teams. But here we go. Ice is now setting up. We'll see how they decide to push. I think the same slow methodical push they had on Factory, I don't know, but it would work out the same way on Hideout, but you never know. You never know. Dusty playing that really long angle, trying to check and see what's going to happen here. They got to watch their head, otherwise Works might be able to knock them down. Goes in for the push. Oh, Extrius was not quite ready for Paladin's push there. And a good start right now for Ice Cream Truck. I want some water. You know, I didn't give myself water today, but it is what it is. I don't think there's any roamers from this side. I think Shiny tried to throw the breach. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out for them. The breach starts off. Paladin's on the side now, and breaches are coming in from both corners. I think Shino's trying to hold his corner down. Hopefully things work out for them, but I don't know. It's looking kind of rough. Uncle Ron able to knock down Paladin from the corner, but Turret able for the refrag there on Shino. They're going blow for blow here. This is now a 3-3 for Radiate, and the EMP still has not been planted. And FaZe able to knock down one more player, works in the corner. Can they get the shot off? No, they can't. I think Turret's going in for the long reset here. But Dusty is waiting, and Dusty is ready, I believe. Trying to see what's going to happen here. Oh, and they were ready, but Turret was more ready as they were able to knock them down for the count. Now at 2-2, things have evened up for Ice Cream Truck. But the EMP is still down. No one has the EMP in hand. One of these teams have to make something happen. But Radiate making a smart plays here, not playing too aggressive, knowing to relax. But if I were Uncle Ron, I'd be yelling right now. Oh my goodness, Uncle Ron able to knock down Works. And that does give 2 down for the count. Radiate does secure another round win coming into this second half. And, you know, things are looking a lot better right now for Radiate. I'm wondering if they can keep the same momentum going forward. And like I said, they might be able to win this out and force a map 3. things are turning out really well right now for Ice Cream Truck. Man, I'm tired today. I don't know what it is. It's not even like I worked out today, you know. It's been rough. Anyways, Ice looks like they're setting up on the outside here. Might be going for a 4 or 5 man push. And I'm surprised I didn't see any Vezin buys from Eradiate, but hey, you know, they're leaning into their Tauruses. They're just gonna chill onto round 3. And the long shots coming up from Shino. And things are just, it's a tight area, you know, there's like 3 or 4 players. This is the moment where like a perfectly placed frag would be crazy to see. Works able to knock down Uncle Ron. They were not ready for that. And Paladin knocks down Shino too. Radiate unfortunately getting knocked down for the count this current round. They might have played a little too aggressive there. Never mind. Dusty knocks him down with the Cyclone. And now never mind. FaZe able to knock down another player. You know, whatever. Sorry. What advantage that Ice has suddenly been lost in the last couple seconds as Eradiate able to knock down a couple players left and right. Now it comes down, it looks like we got Turret, Shiny, and Works here. They're trying to go in, but, you know, we're at halftime, so something needs to start happening. Otherwise, the pressure will be on them. As Ice Cream Truck will need to make something happen pretty soon. I mean, it's looking rough. I don't even think they have a syringe at all. So all the health lost, unfortunately, cannot be recovered. I'm surprised we didn't see any, doesn't look like there's too many utility buys either from Irradiate, which is kind of shocked. They have a good amount of money in hand. And it was Ice Cream Truck deciding to go in for a long reset, which I think was probably a smarter play here. They're probably expecting them to push into that side. But I mean, it's 30 seconds. There's not much going on at this point. Something needs to happen, otherwise Ice Cream Truck might lose this out to time alone. Anyways, Dusty, I think, hears them and knocks them down. Now leading this to a Shiny and Dusty battle, and Dusty able to finish that up with Extrius on the back and able to knock down Turret. And I don't know what Irradiate started doing, but it started radiating some goodness there, because things are working out a lot better for them. As they now have 6 rounds in a pocket, they've secured themselves a map 3 decider at the bare minimum, but if they come out of this with a win, that map 3 will be a huge deal, because it will be whoever can win it out. And at this point, I'm curious to see which one they will decide to pick up. I think it's probably going to be Skyscraper. That is the map that I would most likely choose myself, and most teams would too. But hey, you know, I'm always looking forward to a potential ship choice, as that does make things a little bit more interesting. And I am looking around. Ice coming in again. I believe this is another, never mind, it might be a half buy round for them. I see 2 players without Vezins. So I'm curious to see with the economy disadvantage if they can still make things work out for them against Radiate. Over Radiate's gonna have this one secured. Gravity does a great push there, but unfortunately he gets knocked down himself. Paladin almost getting knocked down, and the frag comes out, ending them. And FaZe, I think, gets a shot off too. And players are going left and right here right now. It's now 2 players left to frag out, and that was a very, very smart play there, but didn't quite work out. We're seeing a reset here now from Ice, but I'm not quite sure if they're aware that the EMP is there. I think they're trying to pick up the Vezins. Oh, and it doesn't quite work out. And Dusty might have pulled a little wide there as they got knocked down for the count, but that does force it to be a 3-1 scenario. Shiny goes in for the jump there, and I think they might have overplayed their hand as X-Ray is able to secure that kill, and that does give a Radiate the map 2 win on Hideout. You know, I mean, what can I say? I'm like way off camera there, but what can I say? You know, exciting stuff here from Eradiate. And this is exactly what I wanted to see. This back and forth, right? And if you're looking at the scoreline, it's actually even, right? Ice Cream Truck able to secure a 7-2 win on map 1, and Eradiate a 7-2 win on map 2. So things have definitely been working out a lot better for them on Hideout. Unfortunately, not for Ice Cream Truck. This does force a map 3 decider, and I'm probably going to wager that they're probably going to play Skyscraper. And at this point, it's who can play Skyscraper better. And I actually pulled the matchup page. I don't think I've ever pulled the matchup page later on in the round here, but we can see here that Ice Cream Truck does have a pretty high percentage of wins on Skyscraper. Granted, they've only played 8 rounds versus Radiate played 76 rounds as a team. So it's kind of hard to say who's gonna win this. It's which team has more league experience, or which team might just be better at certain maps or attacks or pushes. Because I will say, it doesn't quite matter which team has more or less experience, because we've seen that Ice has the experience and the aptitude to be able to play against Irradiate, as they won a map 1 against them. But I've seen this time and time again. Just because you win map 1 does not mean you're gonna win map 2 and 3. And this might be the momentum reset that Irradiate needed. So if Irradiate comes back on map 3, this has been a crazy comeback from Irradiate. But if it's Ice Cream Truck, this is them just kind of shoring things up and making things work out for them in the end. Anyways, it looks like the teams might be calling in another sub on Eradiate. Looks like Eradiate does a lot of subs in for maps 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to do. But it looks like they apparently do almost a sub a map. So definitely nice to see teams utilize subs, because again, you can pull in subs at the end of each round, or even during a round if someone does drop early. So it's nice to see people utilizing that, because I think a lot of people tend to just stick with the same exact players and just play them all the way through, or certain teams do like main or starting lineups, right? Shiloh, if you lose this, you ruin my connoisseur rating. Yeah, connoisseur rating, you know, I didn't care about it at first, but I just kept doing it. Then I started getting higher and higher ranks, and now, yeah, I'm still top 5. And at this point, I care. I am trying to maintain it. So I think at this point, I try not to vote for teams unless I really believe, or I think they're highly likely to win it. Anyways, maybe they're going in for a sub for a minute. So I think I'll roll ads for a second. We'll have it going for a bit. But yeah, I'll see y'all in about probably a couple of minutes when the subs come in.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
All right, looks like they are setting up pretty soon. Looks like they're actually hopping right into map 3. Let's get this started. And surprise, surprise, here we are on Skyscraper. This is, like I said, a very common choice in the league. Whenever they have a third map choice. I think I actually casted a game the other day, which was wild when I saw both Skyscraper and Ship being chosen. That blew my mind because I was like, this is not a very common choice. For teams to make. A lot of people tend to play Hideout. It's a fan favorite. In fact, again, is a bread and butter of breachers, and that gets chosen all the time. Anyways, we do see Ice here on top. Looks like they're getting some warm-ups, getting some stretches in, coming into this third round. And Eradiate needs to do something to keep their momentum going. But Ice Cream Truck on the opposite end, they have to do something different. They got to mix things up because whatever was happening and working out for them in the previous you know, in factory, unfortunately, is no longer happening anymore. Anyways, here we are. Let's go check out the defensive side. And Eradiate starting out on defense today, and I will always say defense is definitely, I think, the easier side to start off. But I've seen some punishing attacks coming from Skyscraper teams. And Just what I expected. Remember, we've seen Ice Cream Truck play a very slow and methodical game, and I am not shocked to see them do no different here, as it's been working out for them, I think, a fair amount of times, but I think Skyscraper might be a risky place, right? If you have some deep roamers from a Radiate side, that can be punishing on a team that takes a little bit too long on setting their attacks up. Anyways, I think we're going to be seeing an entrance here pretty soon between Works and Spectre. And I'm not going to be able, I'm not sure if I can get that caught on camera. This is always the hard part. It's like, you have to predict where the action's going to be too, right? Because you have moments like this where it's close, but you're not quite sure if it's going to pan out the way you think it is. Anyways, I think Spectre deciding to peel off and play a little safer there. Let's go check out the action on Ice Cream Truck here. We got people coming in the lounge finally, and the action has started here. I think Turt. Never mind, I thought they had a frag. I thought they could go for the frag there, and shots coming out. It's looking hard right now on Ice's side. A couple players down to a couple points each. Not looking too good for them. Anyways, it looks like the breach is going to be coming in soon. Extras has to watch what they're doing. Oh my goodness, Dusty able to knock someone down in the hallway, and that's the EMP on top of that. Expecting a long angle there, trying to knock down a couple of the players on Ice's side, and these teams are basically fighting for their health. Shiley gets knocked down as they make that entrance. I can't really watch it. Start pulling in wide, and they are just getting knocked down left and right. Oh, and I've just missed that. That's fine. I'm surprised all 5 players on a Radiate side are able to survive that. I mean, we got 29 health, 8, 25, 17 health. Definitely a rough round for both teams, but Radiate able to eke that out and make things work out on their end. Let's check out the action here. Radiate off to a good start here. I'm surprised we're not seeing any Vezin buys. I definitely would always recommend a Vezin buy if possible. But, you know, I think maybe we had like an economy class. That'd be interesting to kind of talk through, like, you know, choices I would expect. Aspect beat Wicked first map 7-1. Isn't Aspect older guys rebranded? I heard they're pretty solid. I heard older guys crack team now. Like, I remember in preseason they were already a solid team, but like apparently they're really good this season. But I mean, they call it Aspect now. So, anyways, let's bring it back. I think FaZe and Shiloh probably expecting some entrances here, as they're both set up in both corners. You might be seeing some entry action here, and that's exactly what I expected, as they were not ready for peaks from both sides. Gravity able to push in full wide and get some shots off, but Dusty trying to hold down that corner, gets a knock on the head. Doesn't quite end it though. And the frag comes out. It's beautifully placed, and it almost hit Dusty. Anyways, we're seeing some action on A. I think we're gonna probably be seeing a breach sometime soon here. And yep, there comes the breach and the smoke. And unfortunately, I think the smoke might have actually been a bad choice, as there's a static on the back end. But the roamer comes in crazy, and now comes down to Turt. I'm surprised FaZe didn't see Turt's leg there. You gotta really keep your details open, because even a knee, like even something as important as a knee, is a big deal, because you can that's how you know where someone is, right? Anyways, now a 3-1 scenario, not looking good for Ice, but not impossible considering the health of both Dusty, Extrius, and FaZe. I'm really shocked that these teams have not been buying syringes, because this is, I think, the second or third time that both teams have low health but not a way to recover. Anyways, I think Turb might be going in for the save round. Or not. Never mind. They decide they're going to fake it out. The team probably thinks there's going to be a reset on the B side, so Turret's actually going to enter A side. They do need to pick up the EMP though. And EMP in hand. This is not an impossible game. Oh, the pre-fire might have shown their location. Turret pulling in wide. Knocks down Dusty for the count. And FaZe trying to get those wall bangs off. Ooh, definitely a risky play there. Extrius pulling in wide and able to knock down Turf down for the count, giving Irradiate another win for this round. And Irradiate, they're just slowly but surely winning this. You know, definitely impressive, but I will say it is on the defending half. We got to see the same gameplay from them to see them come back and win out this map 3. Otherwise, who knows? Ice Cream Truck might be able to mix this up and come back on that defensive half, right? Definitely a lot better of a showing from Irradiate. Definitely a different team than we saw them on Factory. I believe they started defending on Factory too. Unfortunately, things didn't quite pan out well for them. So I was setting up here. I'm wondering where they're going to push. Anyways, we are on the second floor here. And they are flying all in, all over the place. We got Turret on the other end here. I don't do this fast move. Is this jarring? Like, so if I do this, is this weird to y'all? Is it too fast for the action, or is it fine? That's my worry. Like, I just don't want to like. I never use that shift. So like on Spectator, you can do like, bam left, bam right. But I feel like it's too fast. I feel like it can be overwhelming for the viewer. And I don't quite know what's happening here with the Ice Cream Truck as they're taking their time again. Anyways, entrances coming in here from Ice Cream Truck. Never mind. Spectre on the other. Where did that come from? Spectre able to knock down Turret in the hallway. They were not ready for that. And some crazy shots coming in from the little corner there from Works. I know they can see some toes and they're trying to shoot them down right now. It looks like Ice actually lost one of their players to a bot. So we will see if Irradiate can come back. But I think they got another round in the pocket, having a 3-5 advantage right now towards... Sorry, 5-3 advantage towards Ice Cream Truck here. Point Spectre's in the corner trying to hold these longer angles. I think they have the Marui in hand, which is definitely the play to do when you have that sort of gun. Frag coming out, unfortunately doesn't land anywhere. At this point we're going to see Ice Cream Truck push to this corner. And, ooh, a good call by Spectre. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite land any of the shots. And things didn't quite work out. Dusty able to knock down a player, but does get a refrag himself. Now comes down to, never mind, just gravity. FaZe and Shiloh, never mind. Shiloh able to finish that up and give them another round win for Irradiate. And the time is ticking down, and Irradiate might be able to win this out for a map 3. And I'm telling you, this is a different Irradiate than we saw on map 1. I almost didn't recognize this team. They're playing so much better on their defensive half now that I'm actually confident they'll do pretty solid on the attacking half. But again, it's not over till it's over. Ice Cream Truck still has another 8 rounds to try and make this up and turn things onto their side. But I mean, when you have a player like Ewout, I forgot it. I don't know how to pronounce it. But they got a bot on their side, so we're talking about a 5-4 at this point. Irradiate needs to do their best to punch it and really try to secure the wins when they can. But the economy is looking good. I mean, you got players like Extrias with 5K in the hand. When you have those kind of players, you want to have them save money just for a rainy day in case a round doesn't quite work out for y'all. Anyways, shots coming out. Looks like they might be going in for an entrance on toilets, and unfortunately, I don't think FaZe quite had a good lineup there as they almost knocked on their own player. Frags coming out, but they're not quite landing anywhere. And Warwick's able to knock down FaZe on the corner there. I think Spectre's now trapped in toilets. And Spectre able to get a perfect peek there. Able to knock down Gravity. 2 for the count. Shiny trying to get some shots off. I think on the back end, Turret able to knock a player off. They probably, where were they? Never mind. They knocked down the player all the way on the other side. Where is Turret? I can't find them. Oh, maybe they're outside. They're outside, looks like. We're seeing a reset here from Ice Cream Truck as the play didn't quite work out for them. But I think Spectre's still holding down that little corner. I think Ice Cream Truck trying their best to really diagnose the situation and figure out what to do next. Oh, and they were not ready for Spectre there. And Turret now coming in. It's a 1-3 scenario. Things are not looking good for Ice Cream Truck. This might be the momentum Irradiate needed to keep them pushing, because if they can knock them down for this round, I don't think Ice Cream Truck will have a good amount of economy coming into this upcoming round, and it might put them in a huge economic disadvantage. Flash comes out, and they did get hit. Unfortunately, Turret not able to maximize that use. Ooh, and Turret trying their best to knock him down, but unfortunately gets picked out by Spectre. And that is another round in the pocket for Irradiate, and I don't know, it's looking really good. I mean, at this point, if they keep this momentum going, they might be able to secure out a 7-0 win for Irradiate on map 3, showcasing that whatever happened on map 1 doesn't matter, as they came back on maps 2 and 3. And things are not quite working out for Ice Cream Truck anymore. Yeah, I'm tired today. I really don't know what's going on. I thought it was fine. Maybe I didn't sleep too long. I did kind of go to sleep late last night. It's fine. Anyways, a great showcasing here by Irradiate. But can they keep this going? Can they keep the pressure up coming into the next couple rounds? Because at this point, Ice Cream Trucks, it's looking rough, right? Oh, never mind. Actually, they have Vezins in hand. Oh, I mean, I forget. With them losing so many times in a row, they actually started making a good amount of money back. I think it's like 20. I think it ends up being 2,500 over round. Oh, never mind. Dusty able to knock down Turret. They were not ready for that. And Shiny, I think, plays a smarter play and runs out. Works poking in and trying to distract the players. That does give them the space able to push in, and Ice Cream Truck being able to knock down 3 players down for the count as they were stuck in that corner and just unfortunately not able to handle the pressure. And that does give them a really good advantage now. But Shiloh throws out the frag, and it took a while to pop. That took a while. I don't know why that took a while. At this point, I think Shiloh is getting ready to make a push. Frag coming down the hallway, but I don't think anyone's there on the receiving end. At this point, we're going to see a good push here from Ice Cream Truck. But will things work out for them? I kind of mix on that smoke. You can't see what's happening, so it's not always the best. And that's what I'm saying. You're not able to see someone literally hiding in the corner. But doesn't matter as Gravity's able to knock down Extrius. And never mind, Ice Cream Truck able to shore things up and able to secure themselves with their first win in the last 5 rounds. And this might be a momentum shift here for Ice Cream Truck. We'll see if Eradiate is able to fight this back, but again, they have the economy in hand. So even though they did lose this, they are not too far behind. They're basically playing another clean round as if they had not lost. And at this point, Ice Cream Truck, it's their final round. They got fully outfitted Vezins. And I think this round could go either direction. We've seen now finally Ice Cream Truck take back a round. And I would not be shocked if this turned out to be 4-2. But hey, a 5-1 would be really good for Eradiate coming into this upcoming half. As they only need to secure 2 more wins after that. To win the whole map and series on top of that. But at this point, they are fighting for it because they do not want to get a draw here. And it looks like they have so many gadgets in hand, they have to literally throw them down the hallway. And Gravity unfortunately flashes themselves. And it looks like there's no roamer on a Radiate side. We're just playing very hard anchors. And Dusty able to knock them down from the side. The Incendiary was an interesting play there. The frag coming out. Unfortunately, no one there. And Irradiate is just taking their time, taking the kills that they can, and relaxing for the rest of the round. And you got to be careful with these lineups because one shot will take down 2 of you. And these Incendiaries and frags are just not quite working out here. Looks like we're seeing now a push from Ice. Unfortunately, they got knocked down from that little hallway because that's a really good hallway. Paladin pushing in, knocking down Extrius. Now with 3-3, this isn't impossible. Ice Cream Truck can still come out of this. Ooh, and Dusty knocked down Work as they tried their best to swing wide, but they got swung themselves. Now down Paladin and Shiny. They got to do something to reset this whole thing. And Shiloh coming out, trying to pick them off. and they are able to finish him off. Now it comes down to Paladin. And now it looks impossible. There's not much they can do. They're just going to be chilling in the corner. And it might be coming down to time here for Eradiate. And this is just funny to see. Player back to player. Never mind. Paladin pulls wide, able to knock down another player. And this is why you got to be careful on making those wide pushes. But the EMP is still down, and that's going to make the difference here. And yep, it came down to time there. And Paladin is probably going to go in for some consolation kills here, but it doesn't matter as they're coming into a new half. And here we are. This is going to be the decider. We have Ice Cream Truck on the defending half now. Can they do this? Can they come back? Can they make this work out? I don't know. Eradiate has been having really, really good momentum in this Skyscraper map. And unfortunately, we're not seeing the same thing from Ice Cream Truck here. So I would be a betting man and say Eradiate's going to come out of this on top. But it's not impossible, you know. Like I said, we've seen some close rounds from Ice Cream Truck. We've seen them be able to secure and fight back for a win on that first half. So again, they are not doing the impossible. They're just doing things that might be a little harder for them to accomplish. But again, we've I've seen Eradiate on the attack. It's kind of been mixed results. I think they're better on the defending side than the attack for sure. But let's see what Eradiate does on this attack coming into Skyscraper. Shots coming out from both sides. It looks like, I think, on the first floor. But nothing quite landing anywhere. And Works in the corner, almost gets a knock off on someone, but doesn't quite land out. Anyways, a really good push here from Eradiate. But now the numbers are not looking good. It's a 3-4 situation, but the plant is off. So Ice Cream Truck, while they have the numbers advantage, they're technically on the back heel. Paladin trying to pick them off from a long distance. And, ooh, is able to do it. The longer that Ice takes, the more likely they are to secure the win. Anyway, Shiloh gets knocked out by a 3-person team. Oh, and unfortunately, they were not able to fix that up as Radiate gets knocked down on their attack. I think they're trying to figure out where the EMP is. Yep. And it probably will be, let me guess, 8 seconds. 4. Wow, I'm way off. But good attempt there. And I think they had it. I think Eradiate had it if they were able to knock it down a couple more seconds, right? When you have the EMP plant up, when you have that numbers disadvantage, you got to play time. And remember, they had the hatch. If I were them, I would have gone the hatch. I would have gone the hatch to defend and hold from, right? You can really waste time up there and make it really hard for the defending team to come back for the defuse. So good showcasing there from Ice Cream Truck. I think they're showcasing, hey, y'all did really good on defense. Well, we should be able to do the same work, if not better. At this point, Ice Cream Truck needs to win another 5 rounds to get this in the pocket and win the whole thing outright. Otherwise, Eradiate needs 1 more to secure a tie, 2 more to secure a win. And here we are coming into now round 8 on Skyscraper. This is the map 3 decider. They can definitely come back for Radiate as they were on the back heel on map 1. And they showcased on map 2 and now map 3 that they want to win this and they're not going to go down without a fight, which I love seeing. But anyways, it looks like Irradiate's all on the outside. We're going to be seeing a push from the outside only, it looks like. And I'm hoping this is going to work out for them. Spectre on here having fun, enjoying this, and it looks like they might be going in just for some time wasting and letting people relax. And my guess is they're going to be making a numbers play here, and this is the area that I'm probably assuming they're going to be pushing in on. Yeah, I got Vezins in hand on the defending side, but again, they got another bot, Bram, and I don't know what's going on Ice Cream's side, but they keep losing one of their players, and unfortunately, I think that is making things a little bit harder for them to win. And if I were Irradiate, I would tell them, hey, you got to make the push now. They're down a player. I'm waiting for this push. It's going to be an interesting push. They have, I think, 3 or 4 flashes in hand. And they unfortunately flashed themselves, so the push didn't quite work out. And they keep flashing everybody, and I think people just don't know how to shoot. Paladin on the back end with the vet. Oh my goodness, and that was an ace from Paladin. And yeah, you know, moments like that, that's why you check corners. That's exactly why you check those corners, because that was panning out to be an interesting push, but it got shut down by Paladin there. I don't even know what to tell you. I'm just shocked. That is it. That it is all I can say there is I did not expect it to turn out that way in at all. That was just impressive. Really good on Paladin to really take they're cool, take their time and not go crazy. As they had I think a 4-5 man push on them. But great A's. That's probably a really fun clip for them when they look back on this cast later on. And this is what I'm saying, I liked watching Eradiate on the defending side, but I think they're definitely a defending team, right? If they can kind of tighten up a little bit on their attack, I think we can see some really cool gameplay from them when they're finally on their attacking half. But we're seeing plays like that where things are just falling apart, just from the slightest inconvenience, and unfortunately that doesn't bode well for them as now they're attacking, and they've lost the last 2 rounds coming into this final. They're coming now into their first assault rifle round, and if they can win this, I honestly think Ice Cream Truck might be able to disrupt their momentum and switch things up for themselves. Anyways, Entrance is coming out. They got the bot on hand, so hopefully Irradiate can make something happen here. The frag coming out, and Dusty almost getting knocked down. And that was a beautifully placed frag. Frags galore, frags galore. Irradiate has the numbers advantage, but definitely not the health advantage. And FaZe pulls in wide, tries to go in for a couple shots, and I think they can knock down a player. And it now leaves a 4-3 advantage for Irradiate with the EMP down. That does leave Ice Cream Truck on the back heel. Gravity able to pull wide with the crazy roaming play there. But time is counting down. Can the Rumble come back? Can Shiny make something happen here? Now a 2-2 scenario. The numbers are definitely not on their side. Ooh, and that almost quite worked out for Shiny, but now leaves a 1-1 scenario. They know where Spectre is. Can they do this? Can they clutch up? And they can. Giving Ice Cream Truck another round win against Irradiate. And I think they even have the time on hand. Probably, let's go with 6 seconds. Or that's 3 seconds. I would say 3 seconds. 3 seconds. There we go. So you can definitely feel, so if you actually listen, you can definitely tell how close the EMP is going off. When you hear there's a sound cue when it goes off, at 30 seconds, and then I think another one at like 10 seconds, and then it just starts really counting down faster and faster until it finishes, right? So definitely a little cool thing if you have not noticed. I actually keep my music on. I used to put my music at 0, but then I put my music on because I want to hear that 30-second EMP plant, sound, because it's very useful to know the timing of the EMP, right? Regardless of whatever team you're on. But here we go. At this point, I'm screaming. I want Iradiate to come back. I want them to have something happen here. Because they've earned it. They won map 2. They came back with 5 rounds on Skyscraper. It's gonna be heartbreaking. It's funny that I don't. They're not underdogs here, but to me it felt like because they lost that map 1, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe Iradiate might lose this, right? But I'm hoping Iradiate comes out with something different on their attack because it's just not working out for them at all. And here we are. We're seeing Iradiate take their slow push again. But they gotta be careful. That roamer on the bottom from Gravity, he's put in some numbers, been able to knock them down several times over. They gotta do something different, otherwise they might get picked out from the roamer right below them. And Dusty pushing in, knowing that there's a player down there, but Gravity was ready for that as it knocked him down with the Bezant in hand. And Ice Cream Truck playing very smart with the roamers, getting the one pick and peeling off. They know they got the numbers advantage. They're not going to push it. They want to win this. They want to come back because at this point, if they don't win, if they lose one round to Iradiate, that is it. They are going in for a tie at most. So they got to hold this and keep it tight for the next 3 rounds to win this out and win the series. And that's going to be a big win for Ice Cream Truck as they have only one other game under their belt. Granted, it's another win, but they got to win another one because they want to keep going in the league and they want to progress. But we'll see if Iradiate's able to respond and make something happen here. The frag comes out, almost knocking down Shiloh, now down to 4 health. And I'm scared for Gravity, who's roaming, and Spectre not able to finish off the job, unfortunately. That's when Gravity decided to go for a crazy long reset, but Spectre was not ready, and Gravity just been putting in numbers right now. Now down to a 3-5. Never mind. Shiny just gets another pick out on Shiloh. This might be the momentum switch. I think if they can't come up with the next round, this might be it for Iradiate. This might be going in to Ice Cream Truck's hand, and they might win it out. And Gravity pulling in another shot off, and another kill there. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost another ace coming from the side of Ice. Unfortunately, they did not get one of their kills, but they did get 4 out of 5. But they already got an ace from one of their players the other round, which was a crazy first floor push from Iradiate that definitely went very much sideways. And at this point, we are now even. It is back to back between these two teams. I honestly don't know who's going to win this. I would have told you that Iradiate was totally going to come clutch and win it out on the attack, but I did mention this. They are way better on the defending half, but we've seen their attacking plays, and they do definitely need to maybe take some time to go back and reconsider some of the attacks that they're doing, because they aren't quite working out for them as well as Ice Cream Truck. Ice Cream Truck, I'm not gonna lie, they were the same. They lost 5 rounds, but they were able to take 1 back, and we need to see the same thing here from Iradiate. Otherwise, this might be going to a win for Ice Cream Truck. And it was Iradiate Let's see the push they're making. We have a lot of players from Ice on site. I think Gravity has been playing a great role of a roamer, knowing when to make the picks and really take their time and when to head out. And in comes the drone. They got the pick off from Gravity and comes out. The Incendiary doesn't quite land where they needed it to, but hey, it's fine. And Gravity doing a good job on time wasting now. A minute already down. At this point, they are either going to deal with the roamer or make something happen on their attack. So that's the thing about roaming. If you know a roamer's there, you don't got to push them. You know there's one person off site. That means there's only 4 on site. So if you decide to mix it up and go for attack once you see a roamer, it can work out for you. And Gravity playing very smart angles, not poking them, just really chilling and holding off. And Spectre here, I think maybe trying to watch the flanks, but they gotta watch the top 2. I might need to switch this up. I'm gonna go into Gravity's point of view. Let's see if they can get a pick off here, and they do. They hip fire that. Definitely impressive when people know when they're pretty accurate on that hip fire. Anyways, in comes Eradiate, and Dusty able to knock down Paladin. Bram going crazy with the shotgun in hand. Oh my goodness, was that a one-handed vezin from Extrius? And they gotta watch their back. Oh no, and this just became a win for Ice Cream Truck, and that at the bare minimum gives Ice Cream Truck the draw coming into this final round. And my oh my, we've just seen probably one of the craziest comebacks I've seen in a while. This was now them going on 6. Was it 6? No. 5 rounds in a row, back to back to back. At this point, Eradiate, all they can do is hope for the best and go in for a draw to draw this whole series out. But Ice Cream Truck, I think at this point, they are fighting for their lives. They have momentum on their side, and they probably want to win this out. And am I going to bet on them? I probably will, because we've seen some crazy comebacks from them. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Ice Cream is going crazy. Ice Cream is going crazy here. You know, it's funny looking in the chat and seeing people like it's going to be 6-6, 7-5, all these things. I don't know. I honestly don't know. These teams have been going, you know, blow for blow in total. But I will say Ice Cream Truck's been dominant on their defending half. I'm a little worried if Radiate can push this all the way through and maybe go in for a draw at this point. In comes Eradiate. We'll see if they can get this play set up now. And again, they just got to watch out for Gravity. 64 on the back. He has been killing it on the roaming for Ice's side. And this is it. Eradiate's got to make something happen here. Otherwise, it is game over for them. And we are going home with a win for Ice Cream Truck. Time is counting down. Eradiate's got to make something happen here. The static got in the way. The Incendiary just misses Dusty. I'm surprised that actually worked out for them perfectly. And the Incendiaries are flying left and right. I think Dusty's trying to get some shots off here. Pulls in wide, able to knock down Works. And they are playing the smoke too. Able to knock down another player. Gets another 3-piece. I can't keep up with the smoke. And anyways, that does give Irradiate the round win, equalizing this all the way out. And you know what? If you would call this a 6-6, I would not have been surprised because I just saw some crazy gameplay from these teams. And I mean, this is as even as it can get. I think it's 7-2, 7-2, and then a 6-6. Like literally, the only way it can get more even than this is 6-6 all 3 maps at this point, right? But anyways, that is the. Did I give them? You know, there you go. The round win. Oh wait, no, they did not win that. That is my mistake. I did not mean to press that. Where, you know what? Since I gave them that, I'll give the other team. They also got a round win on Ice Cream Truck. Not really. No one won. I pressed the wrong button there. But basically got an evened out. We had a 6-6 there for both teams. And I mean, like I said, no, this can't get any more even than 7-2, 7-2, 6-6. And that's how the the cards fall, right? Irradiate showcasing that hey, they could be losing 4 or 5 rounds in a row, but they're not going to lose Skyscraper after having such a good comeback on things working out for them. Unfortunately for Ice Cream Truck, they were so close to getting over the finish line and winning it out and winning the whole series altogether, but you know, as it goes, it didn't quite work out that way for them, unfortunately, and that's just how it is. You know, just gotta go with it, gotta live with it, and that is how things are. Did not pan out the way that they wanted it to, but I would still say a good showing by both Ice Cream Truck and Irradiate. Really good gameplay from both sides and really good back and forth. And this is why I chose this cast, because I knew it was going to be such a close game. So close that literally they drawed out. But I will say this, all is not lost. Ice Cream Truck, because you're technically lower ranked, because it's what 28th place versus 63 that looks like. You technically gain a little bit of MMR because you tied out with a team that should have in theory beat you, right? Based off of I believe that's how the MMR stuff works. So even though you tied out, I think you should get a little bit of an MMR boost. And hopefully that does work out for you. But anyways, that will be it for me today. Some great gameplay for both teams. A lot of back and forth, and it's been fun to watch. But, you know, that is the game. And I will see y'all in the next cast. Come on out. Drop a subscribe, and we'll be around. We'll be hanging out. I think there might be another game happening right now, so if you are bored and want to check out some more Breaches content, check out the other stream going on right now. I don't know where they're at right now, but they might have finished up early. They might be still going, but I know they started like, I think 30 minutes after this game started. So check it out. I will see y'all next time.
Breachers VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR,